Hey guys, welcome back, and today I thought I would do a video on something that I have personally struggled with, having a mental illness, and I know a lot of people have as well, and that is dating and being in relationships with a mental illness. First of all, I have realised through my experience that being in a relationship with someone who also has a mental illness, it can work for some, but it didn't work for me. And at the time, this is one of my past relationships, by the way, and at the time, both of our mental illnesses were quite rife. They were quite, they weren't like little things that we could kind of deal with. They were big things, and I found like we were both quite ill, and I found that they kind of fed off each other, and it was kind of just a big kind of dwell of negativeness. We didn't kind of have each other to pick us up. We were both kind of dragging each other down. Again, that was something that we got into without really realising. We didn't really realise how bad each other were. We were like, yeah, I'll be fine, but it wasn't. Like, nothing was bad about our relationship. We were really good friends and things like that. We got on, but it was impossible to be in a relationship when the two mental illnesses were that rife. So yeah, we both ended up going on SANEline and kind of going our own ways. Still friends, but yeah, it was impossible for me. I don't know about anyone else. I'd love to hear your comments, but that was something that I think anyone should be a bit wary of when they start going kind of down that route. Again, that's just my personal experience, but yeah, just have a little think about it. Another experience I've had is being with a guy who hasn't kind of understood it at all. This isn't anything bad on his part. Again, sometimes I don't even understand it, and it is very complicated. But yeah, I mean, I kind of, this is how I always go about it, on kind of the first and second date. I don't want to spill out my kind of all my demons and things like that. I want it to be positive, and I think the first couple of dates I kind of did things that I could do and kind of, just had fun and spoke about ourselves and got to know each other as we are. And then I think when it starts to get a bit serious, that's when I kind of think, okay, I think I should maybe like just put the feelers out and say what I struggle with and a bit more about it and see how they react. And he reacted fine, he was brilliant, but he just didn't get it. And there were certain things I found really difficult, and I would be put in these situations and he didn't understand it, if that makes sense, and didn't notice even though I'd warned him about it. Again, this is no bad on his part because it's complicated and I don't blame him for not getting it, but for me, I couldn't be with someone who didn't understand me, if that makes sense. Like, it's good, I think you should challenge yourself in relationships, and I think you should do things outside your comfort zone. But I was getting put in situations that were just messing me up. Like I couldn't I could go to certain things and challenge myself, but I was doing things that I couldn't do at that time, and I kind of didn't have, I was kind of on my own a bit. It felt like I was in a relationship, but on my own, if that makes sense. So I don't really know what to say about that relationship, because I kind of explained it a lot, and he kind of understood it, but didn't, if that makes sense. That was what it was. Again, I couldn't be in that one just because I wasn't ready, and it just wasn't right. So that was what it was. And then my current relationship is absolutely perfect. Well, no relationship's perfect, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I met my current boyfriend at the gym, and so it was quite nice because we got to know each other as friends before, and we kind of talked about things, and I'd kind of talked a bit about it, and he'd kind of listen and be really understanding and things, and then we went on a date, and he kind of knew that there was things that I struggled with and about my mental illness, but not to an extent, because I didn't want it to all be about that. And then we started to get more serious, and he wanted to know more about how he could support me, etc. And at first, I have to admit, I wasn't really honest, and I was scared that it would kind of scare him away. And I was scared that it would kind of ruin it and what he would think and stuff. And I started to kind of, he would ask if this is okay, and I would say yes, even if it wasn't. And it would backfire on me. I was scared that he would kind of get a bit scared off and kind of run away and think, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? But, so yeah, and I was just, hang on. So I was a bit scared that he would kind of get bad feelings and think, what am I going to get myself into, etc. And one thing I do regret, but I learned from it, was not being absolutely honest with him. He wanted me to be honest, and he wanted to support me with everything. And I was so scared of what he would think that I always wasn't honest with him. So I would put myself in a situation I would find hard. And I would say, yeah, no, it's fine. And he would maybe find out from my mum that was really difficult, and he would come back to me and say, Sam, why didn't you say? And it would kind of create a bit of tension, and he was kind of on eggshells with it a bit, and that, yeah, kind of, not arguments, but he was just like, I just want you to be honest. And I think we had a few times, and it started to build quite a lot of, not bad feeling, but a bit of like, he was like, there's no point being in a relationship if you're not going to be honest. So I started to be honest, and he was brilliant. I wouldn't explain, so mine's OCD, I wouldn't explain why I had to do certain things. If I really went into it, I think it would blow his mind a bit. So he was like, just tell me what you find hard. And then, for example, I find it hard to be around certain things and go to certain places. And he was like, if you just tell me what you find hard, and then we can sort it out. But then I said, well, I won't say why because it confuses things, and he said, yeah, it does. Because he was like, describe it to me, what you're thinking, and I did, and he was like, what? So I just say now, this is going to be difficult. I don't think I can go there because this is difficult. And sometimes there's times where I want to challenge myself, and I'll say, look, I want to go, I need to challenge myself. I might find it hard. If we get invited out by his friends or his family, etc., I want to go. Like, I want to go more than I want to please the OCD or whatever. So I would say I really want to go. It might be a bit difficult, but then he'll be with me the whole way. So I'm very, very lucky to have found him. I will be doing a video with him in the next video. So he will kind of explain a bit more about what he thinks and how he managed to get his head around it, because I know has been my biggest worry about going into a relationship. And he never makes me feel stupid either. Like, some of the stuff is crazy, and he would, like, I found in past relationships I felt a bit crazy, not that I'm not, but yeah, so he would never judge. He would just say, okay, that's fine, we'll do this. So yeah, that is my experience. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video with him, find a bit more about what he thinks and how the emotions work, etc. But again, the main thing for me was not making it the pinnacle of the relationship, them getting to know me first, and then I would be in situations all the time with him because it affects him on a daily basis, and I would find it difficult, but I wouldn't tell him. I would only tell him if I have to get out, or if I find something really, really hard. Because he would want me to be honest with everything, and I said, if I'm honest with everything, there'd be 100 things in a day that I'd have to tell you. So I'll just tell you when I find something super hard, or, a bit hard or whatever. But yeah, that's it. Maybe I mumbled on a bit, but it's quite a confusing subject, so I hope the next video will help you as well. Thank you for listening, and I will see you soon. Bye!